Aloha, this is Tom Lesher with the weekly Pele Report. Today is 1/11/12, January 11th of 2012, and this is a weekly astrological forecast that is tapping into the current energies that are reflected in the planets and the constellations. And as far as reflections, there's so much reflection on the screen here that I can't even see what's going on. But I picked this site, even though the sun's not in the best place for a video, because I'm at the No Hands Bridge in California. That bridge behind me is an abandoned old bridge, and there's no railings on it really, so they call it the No Hands Bridge. And you know, that's kind of like the time that we're in right now. It's a little symbolic. We're crossing over from one reality, from one paradigm to another. And it is time for, look, Ma, no hands. I mean, some of you can maybe pull that off. Other people might want a little something more to hold on to, but there's really not that much. So let's look at the other aspect of that, and this is very powerful. Both the planet Neptune and Chiron are just hanging around at the very early degrees of Pisces, the very late degrees of Aquarius. Neptune first went into the sign of Pisces last May, and it's stayed there all year, going back and forth, and it's going into Pisces, then retrograde back to 0 degrees of Pisces, all through October, November, and December of 2012. Neptune right in the center, in between Aquarius and Pisces. It's the ruler of Pisces. It returns there every 165 years. So this is a very special moment. It's a very special time. And it's really bridging. It's bridging together. It's transitioning from Aquarius to Pisces. And it really reminds me of the Tarot card, the Hierophant, number 5. Some of you may be a number 5 if you do your numerology. Well, this Hierophant, the goal of the Hierophant is enlightenment, independent of science and religion. Very interesting, because Aquarius is about science. It's an air sign, has to do with this great intelligence and genius and inventiveness and innovativeness. And Pisces is religion. It is this faith and this trust in the infinite creator and this, that, and the other thing. And, this bridge that we're on right now, and Neptune symbolizing it, and Chiron right there, is this healing. Not only the healing and uniting of science and religion, but ideally transcending. Oh, I hate that word. It's not transcending, but let's independent. I like independent. Let's do independent, because, if we look at feeling, knowing, seeing in the third eye sense of the word, we don't need science. We don't need proof. Okay, we don't need third dimensional facts and statistics, in order to support us. And we don't need a bunch of faith. We don't need a bunch of hope, a bunch of desire or expectation, or, do this or do that, or you're going to go to heaven or you're going to go to hell. We don't need some external God or source that is judging us or condemning us like most religions have. And we don't need a dogma or a doctrine, but rather we need an inner connection between our ego, our daily reality, our lower self, and our own infinite potential spiritual self. So this is a very special time. It's like this portal. And guess what? This week, okay, Friday in particular, Venus comes into conjoin with Neptune and Chiron. So, wow. You gotta love it. This is just like, this is so perfect. And it's trine to Saturn over there in Libra. So this, this trine between Venus and Saturn, and trine between Saturn and Neptune and Chiron, this is like, this is very, very powerful time. And you know what? I don't want to repeat myself, but it goes a little bit into what I said about last week, because you know what? Friday also, Mercury comes into a conjunction with Pluto. And that has to do with this reprogramming, the way that we view things, the way that we see things, the way that we understand things, the way that we interpret our reality. Now, if we put that together with Saturn opposing Jupiter in Taurus, okay, it's interesting, it's a little weird to have Saturn in Libra opposite Jupiter in Taurus. That too in itself is significant, but I don't want to talk forever. But then we've also got this Mars still going on in Virgo. Like I said, it's going to be there until July. That is really going on for a long period of time, okay? And of course, we know Virgo's opposite Pisces. Anyway, enough astrology. The interpretation of this is, and let us bring in the mantra for this week. The mantra for this week is, I just thought of it in my meditation here. As I continue to take in and let it go, doggone. As I continue to take it in and let it go, I further, no, oh shoot. Well, it's something about I further the infinite flow, it's nice to get it to rhyme and have a little cadence there, so let's see. Maybe I'll type it out when I think of it again, but for now, as I continue to take it in and let it go, I know that I'm in the infinite flow. That's all right. As I continue to take it in and let it go, I know that I am in the infinite flow. Okay. Now, where this comes from, besides Mars in Virgo, okay, and this reprogramming, this Mercury, Pluto going on, and of course Pisces, this has to do with service. And I want to talk about service a little bit, because service has been given a bad rap. A bad rap. Service is associated with Pisces and with Virgo, and we know we've been in this age of Pisces, and it has put a shadow on service. It's like, oh, you're in the service industry, or oh, I have to go serve. Like it's this big pain in the ass. This is not the way that it needs to be looked upon. I think of that song by Bob Dylan, you're going to have to serve someone. Sooner or later, you're going to have to serve somebody. But this service, I mean, let's put a more positive slant on it, It can be like charity, philanthropy, It's this opportunity to really give and to experience. I'm on the river now. The river is flowing. I want to really encourage you, and really one of the programs, that the patriarchy, Illuminati, whoever you want to look at it, that this earthly dimension has really, put into us is, ready? There is not enough. There's not enough gas, there's not enough oil, there's not enough resources, there's not enough money. You are not enough, okay? You don't have enough. There's this whole sense of lack that has been bred into us, okay? Through religion, through culture, through conditioning, through our parents who didn't know any better, and their parents who didn't know any better, and a whole slew of people who didn't know any better. But now we know better. There is enough. And as you step into that flow and you take it in and you let it go, I want to encourage you that, when you bump into this thing of, I don't have enough, it'd be great to give your last $2. Okay, I just don't have enough money to feed that homeless person standing out there in front of the grocery store with his little sign. Besides, he looks mean, dirty. He's got a bunch of tattoos, and it's just like, oh man, I need this money because I don't have enough right now. I just lost my job. I just got foreclosed on. Blah 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 blah. We got all these stories. I really encourage you to, like, as soon as you get into a place of contraction, expand. As soon as you get into this place of there's not enough, give it away. Break through that barrier. Break through that story. Break through that imagination, that constriction, that contraction, that limiting belief. Break the limiting belief, and you will break open the dam, and you will let the river flow. So that also goes with receiving. And when you begin to just do all this receiving, and that's another thing. I know about The Secret. Give it up, okay? Bunch of positive thinkers. Listen, the law of attraction is one law of a zillion laws that operate, on this plane and in other dimensions. So to just be picturing and imagining and doing your little collage of, dreams that you want to materialize, that's all about sucking it in. That's all about, yeah, give it to me, bring it on. Well, let's look at the opposite polarity of that. Instead of filling it up, dump it out so there's room for more. So really, this Pisces, this Neptune, this Chiron, we're healing this wound, and this wound has to do with letting it go. Give it up, let it out, and more will come. As the I Ching says, that which is full seeks to be emptied. That which is emptied seeks to be full. So empty yourself out, empty your pockets, empty your garage, empty whatever you got, man. Get rid of it. And the new stuff is going to come in, and it's going to come through. And if you start hoarding and freaking out, and you go into fear and there's not enough, you're damming up the river, and you're not going to get a doggone thing, man. So that's what it's about this week. That's what this, Venus, Neptune, Chiron, we're healing that. And okay, and let's look at the polarity. If you don't, you're going to have a hard time. You're going to have a hard time. You're going to feel victimized, because guess what? It's going away. Whether you release it and enjoy that letting go, like taking a dump or something, it can actually feel pretty darn good. You can let it go nicely, or you can be constipated, right? You can try to hold it in, and then it's big, huge rocks getting out, and ouch, that hurts. Oh God, I don't know where this shit comes from. Anyway, Mercury Pluto is intense. It can be ego battles and arguments and serious, taking this all so damn seriously, this, that, and the other thing. So breathe deep, release, let it go. As I continue to take it in and let it go, I know that I further the infinite flow. Aloha, namaste, so much love. Have a wonderful week, and I'll talk at you later.